Hello there, it's Kevin here. Time for a video again. This is Cambridge 6 test number 4. So as you may or may not know, we're doing every academic writing task from Cambridge previous papers from 18, 17, 16 down to number 1. We're currently on Cambridge 6. Like I say, this is test number 4. As you can see, that's from Cambridge 5. And yeah, that's from 6, number 4. Because previously we did this one, that's test number 3. We did that one and some other stuff, and that was test number 2. I think that was test number 1. Anyway, so avoid me scrolling up and down. Oh dear. Hang on. Right. Okay, sorry. So anyway, actually that's my group, IELTS 9 Pro on Telegram. So there you are. Anyway, first things first then, before we get on to this, let me quickly, as usual, show you my disclaimer, fair use, non-profit, blah, 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 blah. Okie doke. So, number of marriages and divorces in the USA. Not sure if I can make this any bigger. Yeah, I can. You can just about see that there without that writing. That's from IELTS 9 Pro, like I say, our group on Telegram. So you've got 2 charts: marriage divorce rates 1970-2000 and marital status. Okay, so key features we can see: marriages, though declining somewhat, still more than divorces, which despite some fluctuations more or less remained the same. We can see the start and end point is 1 million. Okay, so that's going down, that's more or less unchanged. Marital status, that's the biggest, that's the smallest, etc. It's like I keep saying every week about these key features. Just get that out of the way. Clearly identify and highlight the key trends or features. Now, this one's mine, 187 words. We'll have a peep at it, and I'll take a look at some of my learners and their responses. So, like I said, as you may or may not know, we've got the group IELTS 9 Pro on Telegram, and I post a task, and the first 5 respondees get responded to. Okay, now let's have a look at mine first. Like I say, 187 words. So, as always, the introduction, a single sentence. Just paraphrase it. The charts, tables, graphs, illustrate, show, etc. Now, important thing, overview. We must clearly identify these key trends and features. So, number of marriages decreased. Did it? Or did it in? Did I do that? Did I do that wrong? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, right, yeah. A slight decrease. Okay, right. So, number of marriages went down. Divorces relatively unchanged, that's table 1. Marital status, the biggest, those who were married, in fact. And that's pretty much it. That's all that you need, right? Just these key trends and features. In terms of logical arrangement, organization, do table 1 and table 2. Again, start with the biggest, finish with the smallest. Pretty straightforward stuff. So, figures and data for these 2. No figures and data in those. Okay. So in 1970, the marriages 2.8 million, which decreased from 1980 onwards by roughly 500,000. Finish at 2 million. Divorces remained more or less constant. Okay, so that's pretty easy stuff. Now, marital status. So despite a slight drop, overwhelming percentage were married, 70 and 60% in 1970 and 2000. Remaining categories significantly smaller. Figures, data, widowed, interestingly, divorce, quadrupled, etc. So I'll just leave it there. You can read it. It's pretty straightforward stuff. And I keep saying, that's it. That's the basic structure and format. You can use this for process, map, tables, charts, graphs. Simply restate the topic in paraphrase, clearly identify key features, what's gone up, what's gone down, what's the biggest, what's the smallest, etc. figures and details. In my previous videos, there's quite a few where I talk about how to logically arrange the information. This one, though, you don't really need it because you've got one table and a second table. So just do it like that. Now, I've got 5 here to have a look at. I had a quick look earlier, and as you see, I made some changes and comments. Now, I haven't rewritten every word because I don't have time for that, but I'll talk you through the changes. Introduction is good. Okay. Key features: marriages higher, divorce. Now, I wasn't quite sure about this particular one. And widowed in 2000, the least for each corresponding year. I'm not quite sure what that means, the way that's been worded. So what's the highest, what's the smallest? That's not very clear. Now, the author was using present perfect. Well, both of these times are in the obvious past. 1970 to 2000. So we only use present perfect if we're comparing past and present, but both these two times are firmly in the past, so simple past. It gradually dropped from this to this. Yeah. Missed out that one. Simple past, start from one, second chart, has, yeah. So again, you would only use present perfect if the percentage of divorced people has reached almost 10% in the current day time. If it was like a table from 1970 and a table from 2023, then you could use it because you're comparing past and present. But because it's all in the past, just use the simple past, no present perfect. 167 words, a little bit short. Could do with a bit more detail there. Okay. Who, not whose. It's not possessive. What's your relative pronouns there? Who married and divorced, or who were married. If it's USA, you need a definite article. The United Kingdom, the United States of America. If it was simply America, you wouldn't need an article. Now, it's not a decade, it's a particular year. If it was in if it was a decade, it would be 1990s, 2000s, but it's not. It's a single year, so it's not. So it's not during a decade, it's in a particular year. Okay? Again, present perfect, we don't need it. We're not comparing past and present, which did not change. Again, present perfect. In the bottom chart, okay, so there's a few things there. I won't read everything out. You can see in comparison to, amount of, which increased. Again, not and it's increasing, which increased because 1980 in the past, and it's not a decade, it's a particular year. Okay, so watch your pronouns here, watch your prepositions, watch your relative pronouns. That, which, who, whom, whose. Okay, and like I say, so now one more thing, a little bit long. One thing here, so they keep using 1990 and 2000 like a date and put year afterwards. So you don't actually do that. You either say either in the year 2000, in 1970, in the year blah blah blah. So you do it either one of those two. You don't put year after the date. Okay, that's not how it works. Okay, and going on, this one's not bad. 199. Article in front of you, essay. Okay. Both saw, past tense. Now, adolescence, that's usually kind of teenies. That's usually like, 12, 13, 14, 15. So not adolescents, adults. That's not the same word. And you don't have to pluralize. It's not 2.5 millions, it's 2.5 million. We don't need millions. Don't pluralize your numbers. Don't need it. Okay, first bar chart compares, that's good. by far the lowest. Okay. Now, I wasn't quite clear what that referred to. So did that refer to a divorce and dramatic rise? So you've got 2.5 million and a rise to 2.4, finishing it. So that wasn't very clear. And this phrase, the status of widowed contributed to the opposite trend. Okay. You need to be clear. Now, there's a few changes. This is the final one I made here. Introduction's good. Now, a fluctuation. Was it up? Was it down? However, the divorce rate, because it's a particular rate, so it needs an article. Reaching, not reached. So it would be reached to, or reaching at, or reaching just. And in the next 2 decades, well, it's as I said, it's not referring to decades. It's not in 1970s, 1980s, 1970, 1980 particular year. Now this, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be less than 15%. Now I thought, I'm not sure if I've got this on my keyboard here, but it's usually an arrow pointing left or right. So increase and decrease. Actually, I don't think, hang on, do I have it on my keyboard? Yeah. So I think that's the decrease one. I think, because I don't use it, and I think that's the increase, yeah? So I think if you're doing that, that's supposed to be shorthand for decrease. That's shorthand, I think, for increase. I'm not sure what this particular symbol is. Okay, so I wouldn't use that. I won't use any symbols. Use complete words, make grammatically complete sentences. Okay, so a few things to look at there. Most of it, not too bad. I'll just put my sample on so you can finally see it. Okay, so again, to restate, clear introduction in paraphrase, what's gone up, what's gone down, key featurey trends, key trendsy features. Logical arrangement here, it's easy. Table 1, chart 1, table 2, chart 2, or whatever. Start from the biggest, go to the smallest. That's it. Boom. Bob's your uncle. So, another short one, another short video for today. That's good. So, you think we're getting on with Cambridge 5 now. We're getting close to the end on our last 25, because it's like 4 each. So we've got what, 5, 4, 6, yeah, so it's last 20 to 25. And we'll be finished. So, if you're watching on Telegram, IELTS 9 Pro, the task is in the group. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll put a link to the group below so you can join it if you wish. If you want to submit your writing also, maybe yours will be the one I respond to. So, I hope that helps. I'll see you next time.